Hey guys, really sorry for the late. There's nothing really I can do about it. But anyway, today is my 250 subscriber special Q&A. I know I hit 250 subscribers like a month ago, but yeah, I'm not really sure why it took me like a month to get to this. But hey, we're doing it now. So man, I need to try and see if I can fix the light here. Hang on. That's a bit better. Anyway, yeah, we got questions from LFC Gamer, Footloose 20005, and Mr. Joshy J. So thanks for the questions, guys. Can I get to them now? We'll start off with LFC Gamer. Sorry for the late response, mate, but here are some questions. Honestly, mate, don't worry about it. It's fine. Anyway, have you ever bought a game that you've been really hyped for only to be disappointed or underwhelmed with? Maybe Crash Bandicoot 4. I know Crash Bandicoot 4 is a good game, but it's really hard. It's so hard. Like, the game is good. I enjoyed playing it, but I would honestly, this is an unpopular opinion, but I don't care. I would honestly rather go back and play Wrath of Cortex again than play Crash 4. Because Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex doesn't make me want to rip my hair out with frustration. Crash 4 is a fun game, but they really overdid it with the difficulty. Like, just beating the game normally is really hard. I think the thing that broke me for me was, that volcano level, whether it's that stupid platforming section where you have to slide under and then double jump. That section? I can't remember what the level's called, but yeah, basically you have to slide. The timing is ridiculous. Whilst the platform is going underneath a thing, is going under a rock, you have to slide under it while it's going under and double jump onto the next platform. Do you have any idea how hard that is? And that was after I gave up at the Cortex boss. The Cortex boss, I'm not kidding, I died 80 times at that boss. 80. Take it in. 80 deaths. Like, that boss, yeah, that's how ridiculous. Yeah, that's how hell-bent on not quitting I am. Also, apologies, my hair's a bit of a mess, but my hair's always a mess, so anyway, maybe that or Sonic Forces. I mean, Sonic Forces is decent. It's not the worst thing I've ever played. It's just kind of meh. It's just okay. I mean, it's a decent game. It's got good music. But yeah, probably Crash Bandicoot 4. It's a good game, but man, it's hard. I had to give up. Probably Crash 4. I just ranted for 2 minutes about Crash Bandicoot 4. Look, yeah, I need to shut up. I don't mind the game, but it's just too hard for me. But it's good. It's a good game. If you like it, fair enough. But I just find it too hard, too frustrating. After Rangers lost 7-1 to Liverpool at Ibrox, how would you briefly sum up the match? Everyone said Rangers were awful in the second half. Here's the thing. We only collapsed like that. We only collapsed after Connor Goldson went off injured. Because when Connor Goldson was on the pitch, we were defending just fine. We went 1-0 up, it was 1-1 at half time, and then he went off the pitch, and then we just went straight downhill. I can't remember what player came on. I think it might have been Leon King or James Sands, but when they came on, when Salah came on, I knew Rangers were screwed when Salah came on. Just, yeah. I mean, the guy scored a hat-trick in 6 minutes. 6 minutes. So yeah, 7-1 looks bad, but if Goldson had stayed on the pitch, it probably wouldn't have been that bad. So yeah, it's a bad game, but yeah. Anyway, Rangers were in a group with Liverpool, Napoli, and Ajax. So what were you expecting? I mean, I knew we were going to get battered. But yeah, that was a pretty bad match for Rangers. But I think maybe getting knocked out of Europe is probably good for us because it means we can focus on winning the league. And Rangers fans, more than anything, want to win the Scottish Premier League. Get that damn trophy off of Celtic. Get that trophy back to Ibrox. I'm sick of Celtic winning that league year in, year out. It's the most boring league in the world. Apart from the Premier League, of course, with Man City. Or actually, you know what? No, the Bundesliga is the most boring league in the world. It's just Bayern Munich winning the league year after year after year after year. I'm actually hoping Hertha Berlin or Dortmund win the league. Can someone other than Bayern Munich please just win the Bundesliga? Someone who, look, I like Bayern Munich, but stop winning the league, alright? Give somebody else a chance. You've won the league every year since 2013, which would make it 10 in a row. Anyway, that was a stupid joke. Man, I'm hyper today. I do apologise, but yeah, we're 5 minutes in and I've answered 2 questions. Having watched some episodes of Frasier, what are your thoughts on the show? It's good. It's very good. I actually have... Hang on a second. I actually have seasons 2 and 3 on DVD, but for some reason season 3, not really sure why, has 2 discs, has all the 3 discs from season 3, and then for some reason 2 discs from season 6, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, Frasier is very good, and I didn't know until a while ago. I didn't know that Kelsey Grammer, the guy that plays Frasier, actually voices Sideshow Bob in The Simpsons as well. So yeah, once I get season 1, I can't wait to sit down and watch the first 3 seasons, because yeah, very funny show. There was an episode where I think it was on Channel 4 I was watching it. I don't know. Channel 4 in the mornings is alright, I guess, but I would watch it more if, I wasn't watching football and Raw and NXT and SmackDown plus videos, but when I get a chance, I do watch the shows on Channel 4 in the morning. Everybody Loves Raymond, King of Queen, Frasier, they're good shows. But there was one episode, I remember, I don't remember what episode it was, but they were all, these guests came over, and for some reason, Niles and everyone else couldn't stop making fun of how big their noses were. That was a very, very, very funny episode. And yeah, there was also another one where Frasier's dad, I think, what's his name? Martin, I think is. Hang on, what's his name? Marty? What's his name? I can't remember his name. Let me just see what his name is here. Hang on. Yeah, but there's an episode where his dad, sorry about that by the way, there's an episode where Frasier's dad dyes his hair brown and then it all runs off at the party. That was also very funny. So yeah, I really like Frasier. Can't wait to watch more of that. So yeah, thanks for the questions, mate. Moving on to Footloose 2005 questions. Right, come on. Who's the biggest diver in the Premier League? I'm going to say this unbiased as a Liverpool fan. Salah dives a lot. Mane dived a lot, to be honest, when he was at Liverpool. I mean, yeah, Mane was a bit of a diver. But nowadays, I'd probably say Harry Kane dives a lot. Ronaldo, I guess. Probably Harry Kane. Or Raheem Sterling's a bit of a diver. Remember a couple of years ago when he was playing for City? In the Champions League, he got a penalty for kicking the ground and falling over. Yeah, I'm serious. That actually happened. And, who else is there? Bruno Fernandes again. He's just... I don't know if he's a diver. He's just a whiny brat. I can't stand Bruno Fernandes. Like literally, there's one time, I think last season, I turned on the TV to see what match was on, saw him moaning at the ref, and immediately turned the TV off and just went back upstairs. Because if you think I was going to sit through Bruno Fernandes doing nothing but moan at the ref for an hour and a half, no. Bruno, just get on with the game. Stop whining at refs. That's all he does. Biggest diver in the Premier League, probably Harry Kane. Yeah, I'm going to go with Harry Kane. He's a good player, but he does dive a lot. Either him or Salah. And I'm saying that as a Liverpool fan. Salah dives a lot. Have you played any of the Devil May Cry games? Not yet. No, not yet. I haven't played one. I do plan on getting the PS3 HD trilogy, but those HD trilogies are kind of expensive. The only one I have on PS3 anyway is the Tomb Raider one. I bought that in 2014. And that came with a theme that I still have to this day. But anyway, I do plan on playing Devil May Cry at some point, because I've heard they're really good games. Well, 1 and 3. I've heard the second one isn't that bad, but I've heard 1 and 3 are meant to be really, really good. And I do plan on playing God of War at some point as well. Yeah, that's a shocker. I've never played God of War either. But yeah, I do plan on playing Devil May Cry at some point. Should Rangers sack Giovanni Van Bronckhorst? No. 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 Listen, maybe the results aren't going our way, but that's down to one, the players just not being on form at the minute. They're just, well, I mean, against Livingston, he did set up with 2 defensive midfielders at home against Livingston. And we were 1-0 down in 4 minutes, and we're just like, yeah, just pass the ball to the wing and put in endless crosses. Like, in that match, we put in, I'm not even kidding, 73 crosses. 73. So there's something on the wall, or is that, hang on, I think, yeah, sorry, there was something on my screen there. But yeah, 73 crosses. Like, why didn't we just, like, if we just get at Livingston, we like, if we just got at Livingston, we would have hammered them 5-1. I mean, it ended 1-1, and granted we didn't play that well against Dundee either. I think we beat them 1-0, but we should be hammering Livingston at home, man. I mean, come on. And maybe the Champions League didn't go our way, but look at the group we were in. Liverpool, like the best team in England, apart from City. Napoli, currently top of Serie A. Ajax, the most famous team in Netherlands. Of course we were going to get hammered. Although, I will admit, it was nice to see Calvin Bassey back at Ibrox. So yeah, Rangers, it's not Van Bronckhorst's fault. It's the board. It's Ross Wilson. They're the ones that aren't investing. Like, we keep signing over the hill players. Like, not that John Lundstrom's over the hill, but, I mean, come on. Stephen Davis was like, what, 33 when we signed him? And he's like 37 now? I mean, we need to bring in some youth players and sign some younger players. I mean, come on. It's not, like, Van Bronckhorst is a good manager. He took us to the Europa League final, for crying out loud. So yeah, Rangers, keep Van Bronckhorst, right? We'll be fine. We're going to be fine. Rangers should not sack Van Bronckhorst. Back him, give him the money, and we'll be fine. That's all we'll have to do. So yeah, do you think Lewis Capaldi and Ed Sheeran are very overrated singers? I think Ed Sheeran's overrated. I don't mind Lewis Capaldi. I like 1 or 2 of his songs, so basically, yeah, they are both overrated. Although I will admit, Lewis Capaldi in interviews, in real life, he's actually very funny. I've seen him in a couple of interviews, and he's quite likeable. He's very, very funny. And I listened to an episode of the Peter Crouch podcast. Great podcast, by the way. Listen to that if you haven't. I love that podcast on BBC Sounds. It's like my favourite podcast at the minute. I'm spitting everywhere. I do apologise if you've seen that. But yeah, I think they probably are overrated singers. But Ed Sheeran seemed like a nice guy on Peter Crouch's podcast. So yeah, not really huge into their music, but yeah, they are kind of overrated. But they are funny in real life. And do you think you will ever get into the Final Fantasy series? Probably at some point. I do plan on getting one of the games, but even in CEX, pre-owned Final Fantasy games are bloody expensive. Like, I remember, like, once I went into CEX to see what they had, and a pre-owned copy of Final Fantasy was like 30-40 quid. I think it was Final Fantasy 7. I'm not sure, but yeah, I do plan on getting into the Final Fantasy series at some point. So yeah, thanks for the questions, mate. Much appreciated. Let's get on to Mr. Jossie J's questions. Here's some questions for you. Thanks, mate. Much appreciated. We got 5 of them. Well, by the way, LFC, I don't know why I'm saying this now. It's a bit late, but LFC Gamer had 3 questions, and for at least 20,005 had 5, I think. Yes, 5. Mr. Jossie J has 5 questions as well. How did you become a Liverpool supporter? I think it was, I was like, what, 7? I think it was in the earliest memories I have is watching, of all matches, a Champions League qualifier against Grazak at the start of the 04-05 season. Need notifications. Yeah, the earliest memory I have is watching the last match where Michael Owen was in the squad was at the first match of the 04-05 season is the one I remember watching. A Champions League qualifier against Grazak, a team in Austria, by the way. Who are they still in the Austrian Bundesliga? I don't know. I haven't heard much of them since we played them in 2004. But yeah, we won the match 2-0. I think it was probably just the 04-05 season where I started supporting Liverpool. It was probably the European one that season. That's what it was. So yeah, obviously beating Bayer Leverkusen, Juventus, Chelsea, Olympiacos. I do remember I watched the Arsenal match at home where Neil Mellor scored in the last minute. I saw I saw that whole season. Like, I can remember watching most of those matches in the 04-05 season. So yeah, probably the 04-05 season where I started supporting Liverpool. Yeah, of all seasons, the one we won the Champions League. Yeah, so that's how I became a Liverpool fan. Do you have a favourite F1 driver? At the moment, probably to the Ferrari ones. Charles Leclerc. I'm not huge on Verstappen. I don't mind Verstappen. I'm still kind of sour in the way he won the title last year. Not that I'm a Hamilton fan, but I mean, come on, Hamilton dominated that whole race at Abu Dhabi. He basically earned that win, and then Michael Massey just kind of, not to be sour, but he kind of just gave, he kind of, like, letting Max Verstappen catch up, that basically just gave him the win. I'm not being sour, but that basically just gave him the win. See, I don't mind Verstappen, but I don't really like Red Bull. I never liked them. And Ferrari, well, Charles Leclerc and who's the other one? Is it Carlos Sainz? I think it's Carlos Sainz who drives for Ferrari as well. I could be wrong, but yeah, probably Charles Leclerc or Lewis Hamilton, I guess. Probably just because I'm British. But all time, probably Michael Schumacher. Yeah, probably just Michael Schumacher, Jenson Button. But yeah, at the minute, probably Charles Leclerc. Although I haven't really been watching this season because it's been, well, I'm going to be honest, this F1 season compared to last year has been a bit of a mess. Yeah, Verstappen has pretty much dominated. I do remember the first race. I think he got his car blew up or something. Well, not blew up, but I think his engine went in the first race or something. But apart from that, he's dominated the whole season. But Ferrari have just been useless. Like, their team is useless. Literally useless. But yeah, I need to stop ranting with these. I need to stop going on endless rants. We're 17 minutes in here, for crying out loud. Anyway, yeah, at the minute, probably Charles Leclerc, but all time, Michael Schumacher. Or David Coulthard. I like him. Mainly because that McLaren car he drove with, what's his name, Mika Hakkinen, is one of my favourite cars of all time. I love that black and grey McLaren. Thoughts on Steven Gerrard getting sacked as Aston Villa manager? I thought it was kind of harsh. I mean, you saw what he was capable of. They played really well against Chelsea, which is weird because they then went and got battered 3-0 by Fulham, and then they sacked him, which I thought was harsh, considering if they played that well against Chelsea, why can't they... Well, if they're playing that well and nearly beating Chelsea, why are they getting battered by a team who were in the Championship last season? And then the weird thing, the thing I thought was kind of disrespectful, Gerrard got sacked, and then their next match, 4-0 win. Like, maybe they were just playing badly, but what is it with teams playing badly and then the manager gets sacked and suddenly they're playing well? Immediately. Like, we saw this with, I think, Leicester back in, like, 2017. They were playing badly and then Ranieri got sacked. And then the second he gets sacked, they go on a 5-match winning streak. I mean, come on. Like, I just think that's kind of disrespectful when teams play badly and then when he gets sacked, suddenly they're playing well. Also, if you can hear people ranting downstairs, I apologise. Yeah. So yeah, I thought it was kind of harsh. I thought they maybe should have just gave him more time, or maybe the players should have just played well. That's on the players. Like, they were that bad. Like, the players were really, really bad, right? Although saying that, they probably would have went and beat Liverpool. Going us. Anyway, yeah, I think Gerrard probably should have had more time, but yeah, sacking him probably was a bit harsh, but it probably was the right decision. I mean, they weren't really doing anything. And to be honest, I'm going to be honest, Gerrard probably should have just stayed at Rangers. I mean, the first Premier League job that comes in and he jumps at it. Yeah. Anyway, what's your oh, sorry, he has 4 questions. Sorry, sorry about that. Mr. Joshua J has 4 questions. This is the last question of the Q&A. What's your favourite films? Well, I've been kind of getting into the classic Disney films as of recently. You know, as of, I think back in like 2020, I bought 4 on DVD. And then we have some other ones that I just found downstairs. At the minute, the collection I have is Lady and the Tramp, Lion King, Hercules, Tarzan, Toy Story 2. I know that's Pixar, but it's Disney, alright? Excuse me. But And then I have some more modern ones like Wreck-It Ralph, Big Hero 6, Moana. That one's amazing, by the way. But favourite movie series of all time? Harry Potter, hands down. I love the Harry Potter movies. Love them. Love Harry Potter. I mean, I've played all the games. I've read the books here. Obviously, I have the complete UK set. And I've got all the movies as well on 2 discs. I've got every single 2-disc Harry Potter DVD because I'm a sucker for special features. I mean, anybody remember when DVDs were fun instead of nowadays just where like the menus? I don't know why I'm ranting about this, but the menus annoy me the most. Back in the day, the menus used to be creative and awesome. Nowadays, it's just clips of the movie with a bar of text at the bottom. And you're lucky if you get deleted scenes. Like literally, back in the day, you would have got packed with special features. Nowadays, you're lucky if you get deleted scenes. Or even alternate commentary. Like, seriously. But yeah, favourite movie series of all time, hands down Harry Potter. But yeah, guys, that's been my 250 subscriber Q&A's special. I'm going to go and watch Soccer Saturday, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys, and again, apologies that it took so long to do this, but I guess I got a bit lazy. I apologise, but the video's here, so yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.